Hello Facebook ads people, I'm Konstantinos and today we're going to talk about the daily loop theory in 2026. The concept of the daily loop theory, which is in my opinion, it's my last big discovery that I have done the breakthrough in the struggle that I have understanding more and more the algorithm in their accounts. The daily loop theory has come to our lives in 2024 summer, and since then I have done a lot of videos. You can see over here that there's a playlist about the daily loop theory and my progress, what I believe that I have seen, different cannibalizations and all of that. And since the previous video that I have done is the crazy method, which is one of the main suspects that we have about the cannibalization and the daily loop theory, basically what I'm gonna do in this video is I'm gonna explain if we still see this on 2026 and the things that you need to avoid and the things that you need to see in order for you to be able to track it. Hi guys, I would like to interrupt this video in order to talk to you about my Facebook ads course. It took me 6 months of video editing everything and 3 months of video shooting. And because of that, I have created the best Facebook ad course in the world. Inside, you're going to find super advanced information, but information also for beginners. It takes you by the hand in order to teach you how to do Facebook ads from the beginner level to super advanced level. It has inside Loom videos from cost caps, speed caps, Loom videos from CBO, ASC optimization. It has chosen 5 sessions, inner circle sessions, and it has a lot of theory with whiteboard, also strategies that are working all of these years, things that I have developed, things that I know that are working because I have spent millions and millions on the platform. Currently, I'm spending between 5 and 10 million every month, sometimes it's even more, across 30 accounts, and I have access to many more, so I know what is currently working and all the latest trends, and this is what I'm doing inside the course. I'm showing you live ad accounts with real spend and what is working right now. And if you want, you can click the link below, you can go and you can check some videos that I have open free for you so that you can check if you like the course or not and decide if you want to buy it or not. I will see you there. So basically the daily loop theory is proving that everything is rigged. So if Meta wants to give you X amount of sales, it's going to give you X amount of sales. Does it matter why Meta wants to give you X amount of sales? In my opinion, no. It is what it is, and as I like to say, we are here not just to, it's as if as we're a surfer, for example. We don't go to the beach and we just code on the sand and we say, I want a wave which is gonna be 5 meters long, it's gonna last 10 minutes, blah, blah. We're just gonna write the waves that the ocean is gonna give. Basically, this is what Facebook is. We're not gonna be able to dictate how many sales we're gonna get. We're gonna ride the wave and we're gonna get what we can get. Of course, we can do things like structure, strategies, different methods, and we can do also better creatives, better funnel, better offer in order for us to improve our position and what Meta is gonna give us. But at the end of the day, if we're getting something and we wanna just increase, maybe this is something that we're not gonna get at the end of the day. And this is something that most people are not thinking. People are not thinking that they're only thinking that I want to scale, and nobody ever put inside their head that maybe they cannot. So what is the daily loop theory? Of course, please, it's really good content. Go watch the other videos that I have in the channel. If you're inside the course, you know that there are plenty of videos there about this, but go watch it. It's gonna be an eye-opening experience for you so that you can understand that you're not as important as you think on the media buying, but Meta is a little bit or a lot rigged. Basically, what I have seen in some other accounts is that after some point while I was trying to scale, I was hitting a ceiling. No matter what I was going to do, it was going to give me a specific amount of sales, even if my spend was 10K per day, 20K per day. Let me tell you that Meta is not trying to hide this really well, because basically I was getting like straightforward numbers which were the same no matter if I was spending 5K, 6K, 7K, and the only thing that was dropping was the ROAS. So this is what my friend Michael likes to call the invisible ceiling. I call it a threshold. For example, on each account, Meta is going to give you X amount of sales, which is going to fluctuate from day to day, but on the 7 days period, basically you're going to be able to see that it's going to be the same number if you start checking intervals of 7 days, and you're going to see that no matter what your spend is, it's going to give you the same amount of sales, which means that you cannot scale more because Meta thinks that this is where you should be. Based on competition, based on your offer, based on your product, these are the amount of sales that you should get. So this was the first realization. And the first realization was that I'm seeing that I'm getting on 7 days periods, I'm getting the same amount of sales, like exact same numbers or with a fluctuation of 10 sales or 20 sales on bigger budgets, like spending on 7 days 60K, for example. Maybe the sales were going to be 50 up and down, but still the numbers were there. So I started realizing that I'm hitting this no matter what I was trying to do, cost caps and other things and stuff, nothing was helping me get past those. So I started thinking, why is this happening? So then I started seeing individual campaigns, and I started seeing that when I'm using the same creative, for example, in 2 or 3 campaigns, then when I'm having, for example, one campaign, I have, by the way, for all of the things that I'm saying, different Loom videos that I'm showing this happening. So you can go and see it on the other videos. And basically there I was showing, for example, that I was getting with one campaign 50 sales. And then I was doing a second campaign and I was getting 25 and 25 sales. Basically, it was spending double the amount of money or triple, it doesn't matter. And it was giving me the same amount of sales, just splitting them, exactly splitting them, not just doing 23, 27, which is 60. It was doing 30, 30, for example. Okay. I was seeing this and it was really obvious because the numbers were just split in the middle. And then I started noticing that we're having this cannibalization between campaigns, and this is what I started calling the daily loop theory and researching it more. And we are on 2026. After observing all of that, validating it, being able to prove that this is happening, then the solution comes. How can we solve it? I have realized that there are several ways of actually solving it and breaking it in several instances, and I made also videos about those different ways as I was making progress. The last one was for attack periods. So let me tell you the way to break it. Most of the ways are really logical, so it's not any rocket science, but I can tell you that I have tested them if they actually work. It's not like that Meta has a beef with you, it's that this is what it believes that you should get because Meta wants to share the pie and keep everyone happy so that everyone can spend. So basically, one way was for you to do other products. If you could do other products, basically it was gonna give you more sales for the other products. Second way was to go to other countries. If you were advertising only in the United States and you go also to UK, you were going to get extra sales, breaking the ceiling, breaking the daily loop without having cannibalization, even with the same product in this case, but in a different country. The other way was to have different angles. This is one of the most revolutionary things that I have seen that it was working. So as we said, Meta is optimizing on the conversion event that we have, purchase in most cases. And for this event, we have people that are coming, they're buying, and then Meta is trying to find similar people like them. So if you have a different creative that's gonna, for example, make someone click and buy, and then you have another creative which is gonna make a completely different person, which is a completely different demographic or completely different category to be able to convert, then you have two campaigns that are not gonna cannibalize each other because basically what's gonna happen is that they're gonna target completely different people. It's the same example that I like to use a lot of times because it's really easy for me. I have several examples. Let's use this time the lunch boxes because the previous videos I think I used the joint ones. So lunch boxes, you can have a creative that is lunch boxes for the kid to take to the school. You can have lunch boxes for a housewife that doesn't have any kids, so it's a different demographic and it's preparing a lunchbox for her husband to take to the construction site. You can have even men that they have a lunchbox so that they can go for a romantic picnic with their girlfriend, wife, whatever. So basically you can target different people so that you're not going to cannibalize the same audience. But if you do one campaign that you target moms, another campaign that you target moms, another campaign, as you can understand, this is going to cause a problem. And basically it's up to your product and how much it can scale up to that point so that you can scale more. If it doesn't scale and it cannibalizes, you have to go to other hot pockets, other audiences. And the way for you to do that is to have different creatives that they are gonna appeal to these different hot pockets and different groups of people. So different angles, different campaigns, working with average results and all the other things that we're saying. But this is something that I have also seen breaking the daily loop pretty efficiently. Another way, which is one of the ways that you can use only once per year, in my opinion, is the attack periods. One old attack period was the first lockdown. For example, that we have the pandemic. Another one is every year, of course, the Black Friday, Christmas period, that people are buying more, there is more demand. Even if the CPMs are rising in this period, we're seeing that we're having more sales. And this is actually something that is actually helping the ad accounts to go on a higher level. You can give to Meta the message that, hey, I'm not anymore an ad account that's spending 100K, 200K. I am an ad account that's spending 500K now per month. So you can do your push on these periods, then try to maintain budget. And a lot of times I have seen this also succeeding and being able to steal more market share from others that they haven't scaled enough. In theory, this can also happen even if you have an ad account and you start spending more from what you should, even with losses. I'm saying in theory because I have done it only once. I have an owner which trusts me a lot. And he's very rich, okay? So he told me, I don't want to wait. I want for a year to spend X amount of money because this is the ad account that I want to have. For example, I want another account that's spending 10K per day since day one. He was losing money for 6 months and then it started working. Of course, we worked on the offer, creatives and all of that in the meanwhile. But since day one, he was there and then he was having another account on 10K. Was he going to be able to have another account spending 10K per day if we started with 100, 200 per day and moved on higher? I don't know is the answer, because over there it was a different case. So I'm keeping just over here just small asterisk as we call it, so that I can say that maybe this is also another way. I have done it only once. I cannot say with certainty if it's something that is working consistently comparing to the other things that I told you. Last but not least, influencers. Influencer marketing in an ad account can be super important. I have seen ad accounts scaling up to 1-2 million with multiple products, multiple angles per month, spent. But I have never seen it going to 5 million, 6 million without the help of influencers. At this point, except from the fact that you need a lot of different creatives, you need also influencers. Influencers are going to give you the extra credibility, the extra scaling that you're not having with your normal ads. And this is something that they have seen consistently in other accounts that they're doing the big pivots from spending 1 or 2 million per month to 5, 6, 10 million per month, happening only if they do collab ads. We're having influencers and we are utilizing them and we're able to scale up to this point. So influencers can also break the loop and they can bring you to higher budgets without cannibalization. So the daily loop theory is still here on 2026. These are the ways for you to be able to break it. You can see all of my previous videos so that you can start seeing how am I spotting it, so that you can do this exercise and start seeing with last 7 days intervals and go back through that to see if you're having cannibalization between one campaign, if you're having a threshold, invisible ceiling, however you want to call it in your ad account. If you're having this kind of problems, you can check my videos and you can go and see and spot it. And I told you already the ways that you're going to be able to actually break it. There are a lot of, basically there is a huge debate on the internet if you have to do only one campaign or if you have to do multiple campaigns. In my opinion, they have case studies actually with another account working with one campaign and then making that account work with multiple campaigns, that it has scaled more. In my opinion, the way of multiple campaigns, it can actually work better in scaling, of course, with more creatives or the other things that we said, but you need to know what you're doing. You need to know how you're going to work with average results, how you're going to do CV optimization, AB optimization. You need to know and understand different angles and all of that. In my opinion, you can scale up to a point with one campaign only, but if you want to scale further, you need multiple campaigns. And this is what I have seen to the other accounts that I manage, that they have helped them scale more comparing to using the one campaign. But the main thing that people are gonna say about the multiple campaigns is this. Most of them don't even know it, but again, they're gonna use this saying that it's gonna cannibalize and all of that. It's gonna do that if you don't know what you're doing and if you don't know how to spot it so that you can stop it. So this is not an excuse. This is another video of me telling you that I'm seeing this, be careful of this, but this doesn't mean that we're gonna demonize it and not use multiple campaigns just because of this. It means that we have to understand why it's happening, as I have done, and how we can overcome it in 2026 and in the years that are going to come. So just because of that, to all of the people, not all of the people, all of the fans that they're gonna criticize working with multiple campaigns, all the fans of the one campaign strategy, this is not an excuse. we can be smarter than that, and we can overcome it with the ways that I told you. And I have proven that in multiple videos. So keep doing your one campaign thing. I'm gonna keep doing multiple campaigns. So if you wanna learn more about Facebook ads, don't forget that you can check my course, where everything is inside there, and you can see all of these complex strategies, how we're working on ad accounts, real ad accounts that I'm managing. And you can see also theory videos, you can see also Loom videos, you can see implementation, you can see CBO, you can see the daily loop, you can see many more other things. This is just the tip of the iceberg, and you can see all of the reviews from the people that they have completed it and how much they loved it. Also, I have my mentorship programs. You can send me a message to see if we're a good fit, of course, because it's an expensive service, but also if I have availability, because as I told you, I have big plans for 2026, and there are a lot of students that are gonna stay since after Q4. Until we meet again, guys, be creative and be consistent.